Fun fact about the gym: treadmills get you nowhere.
That's not funny.
It's funny.
No, it's
Oh, yeah,
not.
it's funny.
It's not funny.
Going into Amy
Oh,
Beale High School,
continue.
I didn't know what to expect. So when my 4 years had gone by so quick, I could have never have imagined how my senior year would change me. I started my senior project in the summer. I was lucky enough to land an internship with Community Body and Mind Wellness, aka CBM. For those of you who don't know, that's the gym across the street from Amy Beale, underneath the Sims Building garage. At CBM, they pride themselves on their welcoming community and growth mindset with their partners. A simple professional call and interview granted me a spot on their team. The condition being that I had the drive to make a change and grow as a person. This was perfect for me. Starting out, my confidence in my abilities was low. I didn't know where to start or what I was doing. At the same time, we were starting our senior year and taking our C&M classes. I took 3 writing classes, which helped me with my project later on. At the beginning of my project, I told my mentors, Andrea Sanchez and Ken Sears, about how I didn't know what I wanted to do. They immediately told me, after supportive conversation about what I wanted to do in the future, which is community outreach and marketing, that they had a lot of projects they had been wanting to do but hadn't had the resources or time to execute them. Thus, my senior project was born. My name is Ayla Caruso, and this is how my project came to fruition. The first semester of my senior year was stressfully chaotic. I was focusing a lot on my schoolwork and senior project. However, I was also learning a lot during this period. For example, I learned how to set up a blood drive. This was one of my first projects among many for CBM. It was stressful and hard to continue sometimes. It took a lot of communication, professional reminders, and measurements to reach September 22nd, 2022, the day of the blood drive. A lot of people came in to donate, and my mentors and I were happy it all come together. I realized that the road can be arduous, but seeing it all come together and become something is worth it. The same lesson was learned when I set up a quadrathon on December 6, 2022, in partnership with CBM trainers and ABHS. I had to contact people for potential prizes and donations. I learned to never give up no matter how many people turn you down, because something always comes from persevering. Of course, not everything was a big hard project. I also helped CBM trainers set up a free Thanksgiving class along with 2 donation drives. 16 people attended, and plenty of donations for Locker 505 and Animal Humane filled up our counters. I enjoyed setting up all of these events, but I knew I wanted to leave a long-term impact on the gym. We came up with 2 program ideas. First, we wanted to make the gym more accessible to those with special needs. The other was a program for the in-house staff at Amy Beale. Of course, these both took places while the other events were happening, so I was often working on multiple projects at once. Luckily for me, I've had a wide range of experiences and have a lot of people to reach out to for each program. First was the Albuquerque Sign Language Academy, ASLA, the only school in the whole country that does dual language in ASL and English. I knew that they were who I wanted to work with. I reached out to Rafe Martinez, the founder of ASLA, and a man who I look up to with admiration. He immediately wanted to partner with the gym. He let me borrow one of his classes, and I started working with Rosa Maria Sandoval. Our trainer, Stephanie, was excited to take part in the program. Over time, the classes began weekly. You could see a change in the physical abilities of our students. It made me appreciate the hard work that goes into helping others and making sure spaces are safe and accessible for everyone. The next person I talked to was our very own principal, Stephanie Becker. She let me send out many forms and emails to staff to test the waters. People seemed excited and wanted it to turn into something. However, as my senior project came to an end, it had yet to completely be founded. There were plenty of other projects and ideas that went under the rug or never grew enough to happen. Yes, when they failed, it made me upset that all of our hard work went to nothing, but it also gave me more drive to get the next thing up and running. Through it all, I gained more confidence in my abilities and myself as a person. My mentors were always available to talk and always seemed to know what to say, whether it be in the gym or over a cup of tea. They let me take charge of all the projects so that they could truly be mine. I could have never asked for better people to be my mentors. Looking back on it all, I know that this experience has opened many opportunities for me and has let me make supportive relationships that I desire to keep for a lifetime. I now know for certain marketing and community outreach is something I want to do. However, most importantly, I can leave knowing I made a positive impact and that I can do so elsewhere.